My mummy's birthday is just around the corner, so I wanted to get her something that she'd be really wrapped with. Get it? Wrapped. Because she's a mummy. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to draw a mummy. All you're going to need is some paper, a pencil, an eraser, and a black pen. We'll start with our pencil and draw yourself a big circle for the head. Next, we're going to do the body. So the body's going to sort of poke out to the side. So do like a long jelly bean shape. It's about 1.5 times the size of the head. Then join that up to the body. This is going to be your neck. Next, we'll draw in an arm. So jut a line out to the side, kind of on an upwards angle, and follow that line a little bit further below it to make your arm shape. Do the same thing on the other side, but this arm's gonna go straight out to the side, so you've kind of got this motion. And again, follow that line beneath it to create your arm. Now we're gonna add the hands on the end. So that's just like a little sausage shape that droops down. Now, we're gonna add in our legs. Our right leg, that's gonna go straight down. So left leg is gonna jut right up like he's doing a high kick. Now for the feet, running along the ground. On the left leg, just a sausage shape and pointing up. And now we're gonna do the details on our face. So do a small circle on the left side of the face. And then for the next one, a bigger circle for the right eye. So our mummy looks a bit deranged. And now for the mouth, we'll give it an arch shape and the same on the bottom, joining those two points together. And don't forget to put a line running along the top there for some teeth. Now finally, we're gonna draw some excess mummy fabric billowing off the back. So for this, we'll do a curved line just from about the middle of the back, curve the line down, half a circle, and then reverse that circle. So you've got a wave shape. Then you can just copy that shape above it, and it can come out and be a bit wider at the end, and join those 2 points together with a straight line. Now over the top, again, we're just going to do like a half circle shape, just up like that, copy it, trace that shape underneath it, and join it together with a straight line. Now the back wrap's done, we're gonna erase some of the joins in our mummy, just so we don't go over them in ink. So the first one, you wanna rub out where the arm and the body joins. Do our left leg and the body, same thing on the other leg. And if you want to rub out where the neck touches the body too. Now we're going to go over our outline with our black marker. I'm going to start by outlining the head. Now we're going to pop in the neck, 2 lines there, and the left arm. And same thing underneath, then our hand. Now the left side of the body, just a straight line, and our left leg, bottom of the left leg, and our foot. Now starting from that left leg, we're gonna go all the way down to the bottom of the right leg and just run along that line at the back. So you're just following the outline that you've already done in pencil. And I'll just do that extra bit of fabric at the back. Now we'll do the face. First on the face, we're gonna do the left eye. So that's the smallest circle, and then a bigger circle for the right eye. Now the mouth, just trace over that shape we made earlier and join it up together with another little arch. 1 line across for the teeth. And now we're ready to put in the pattern that is the mummy's cloth. To do that, we're gonna draw a line straight across the top of the head first, but see how I'm kind of curving it down and up. And then when I go to put the next line in, I'm not gonna make them perfect stripes the whole way down. I'm gonna start some of the lines from the middle of the one before. So you're making an irregular pattern that looks like all the pieces of cloth and fabric are overlapping. Now we're moving back down into the body here. I've got some of them intersecting. Now work your way down the body and onto the legs. And now colour in the mouth. And we need to give something for our mummy to stand on. So just a few lines down the bottom there, and we're all done. Now all we need to do is let our ink dry before we can erase our pencil. Must be time to erase. Oh, okay. Here we go. Erase our pencil. we are left with a beautiful, clean mummy. And there you have it, a mummy for your mummy. Hi, mummy.
My name's Ryan and I'm an artist and I'm a professional Lego builder. That means that I get to play with Lego all day as my job. I'm one of 14 in the world and we all do different things. Me and my team, we get to build models for store displays, as well as we get to make Lego models for exhibitions which travel around the country. We've worked on many big projects over time. The biggest one we built is we built a 10-metre high Christmas tree. A team of 4 of us took about 6 weeks to build it. Being 10 metres high, there's a lot of logistical challenges around it. It weighed 2.5 tonnes and we transport it in sections. Each section's sort of a couple of metres in size and travels on a semi-trailer, and then we use a real crane to get it and put it together. It takes about 3 days to put together. It's very rare that our models are dismantled at all, simply because we spend so much time putting them together. We recently finished a big exhibition which is travelling around the country and then we'll go overseas, and that was just over 5,000 hours worth of work. So the amount of money and effort required in making those models means it's not really smart to pull them apart ever. There's 6 of us here in our workshop. We each work on our own individual projects. We'd like to have a lot of fun. We joke around here in the workplace a lot. We have music playing all the time. It's very light-hearted in here. I mean, we're playing with Lego bricks all day, right? So it's not very serious. So yeah, we really enjoy our work. Being a Lego builder needs lots of different skills. At times we need to be able to sketch and draw, for example, say, to work out concepts and things like that. We need to be able to communicate well. We need to speak with the customer who's getting the Lego model, what exactly they're looking for. Time management's really important. Obviously we have deadlines that we need to stick to. And then you have the Lego skills, so you need to be able to put Lego together really well as well. You need to be really good at mathematics. Much like a real tradesman, when he's building a house, he needs to know how much timber he needs to use. We need to do the same with Lego bricks, so we need to do quite a few calculations around that. So things like algebra, geometry are really quite important in what we do. But I guess for me, the most important things are probably patience. What we do takes a long time, and show your creative side too. So I look at the models that we make and we put a lot of jokes in there and have a lot of fun. So I guess it's showing who you are in the Lego models too, if that makes any sense. My journey to becoming a Lego certified professional is an interesting one, and all 14 of us around the world got at our jobs in a totally different way. So there's no career path. It's not like you go to Lego University and study Lego, and probably right place and right time. Lucky, I guess. Yeah. A lot of thought went into this workshop. We have 6 individual build stations which have an adjustable height table. They have an extraction system if we have to glue models together, which sometimes we do for safety reasons. And then around the outside we have our design tables where we can do our emails and all of the normal business work-related stuff. And then the one long big wall here in the workshop is what we call our pick face, which has a couple of million Lego bricks of pretty much every colour, piece and type that Lego make, and that's where we build from. The design and layout of that wall's been thought about quite a lot, with the most common pieces that we use in the centre of the room, because that way it's equal to everybody. See, there are bigger tubs for pieces which we use the most versus smaller tubs for the least. We make plenty of mistakes in what we do in Lego building. The good thing with Lego is it's a really forgiving medium. If we put 2 bricks together and we put them together this way, but it's actually meant to be this way, chances are we can just undo it and move it back to the spot again. So it's really quite easy for us to fix a mistake. And quite often, sometimes, we look at something we do after it's finished and go, you know what, perhaps I might have done that a little bit differently. With Lego, there's no right way or wrong way. So Lego, being a plastic as a medium, is really quite durable, and it lasts for a very long time. And we've done a lot of different sculptures and works which involve outdoors, and other stuff is indoors. So it's really quite versatile in that aspect. At the minute, we're working on a project for a botanical gardens, in which what we're doing is we're making these animals and creatures which will be hidden throughout the gardens, and kids get to go on a treasure trail and they get to play hide and seek, and they're given clues as to what the things are, and then they have to go and find them and explore the gardens. It's the 3rd year in a row we've done it, and it's been really successful. So this year we're going on a bit of a creepy crawly sort of theme, and so here's our friend Natasha, and the best bit about Natasha is she doesn't actually have any real venom in her at all. She's made of Lego, of course, so she's no threat to us. If we look at the type of parts that we use, the majority are fairly plain Lego pieces, but sometimes we use some fairly special pieces. You can see these rounded ones for the legs and the glow-in-the-dark eyes. So at night time she's going to be extra creepy. Hopefully she doesn't freak someone out. We really enjoy our work a lot, and we're in the workshop here for months at a time, often working on a project, and we don't get any feedback on that project. So for us, when a project's finished and the public get to see it for the first time, we often like to sit back and enjoy what people enjoying our work, and yeah, seeing the smiles that we create.
When I think of Christmas, I think of the time for giving, which has inspired me to make these little guys here. They're block people. Mrs. Claus and my 2 elves are going to make the best present, but I am missing the most important person, Santa Claus. So here's what you'll need to make him. I've just got some odds and ends from a local hardware store. I've got some doorknobs, some curtain rails, and some furniture feet. I've got some wood glue, a damp cloth, some water, some acrylic paint in red, black, mint green and white, a palette, a sponge or a paintbrush, some paint pens in black and white, and some washi tape. Okay, let's start assembling our block Santa. So there's lots of little random bits, but I like to try and match up the bits to body parts. So that would make a great body. I think that would make some good feet. And then I've got 3 different size heads. I think I like the medium one the best. And oh, these curtain rails, that'd make a good belt. There we go. Head. And then I'm going to use these doorknobs as his hats. There we go. I'm really happy with that shape. Let's get painting. I'm using acrylic paint and I'm only going to do 1 coat. And I use a sponge because it's so much easier. Okay, now all the base painting is done. I do want to add some cute little buttons and a belt on Santa, but I have to wait for that paint to dry first. So let's do his face using the paint pens. So to make the moustache shape, you have to put 1 big curvy line out to the side of the face and then copy it on the other side. And for the bottom, just do the same pattern and join it up at the end and then colour it in. Well, my face is done and my jacket is dry. Using the end of my paintbrush, I'll dip it in some white paint and it'll give me some perfect circles for his buttons. I just made a little bit of a mistake with the white paint, but I'll just use the other end of my paintbrush and fix it up with the red paint. Now I'm going to use my paper tape to make his belt because it can be really hard making a straight line on a curved surface, so we'll use this tape to guide us. So just rip a long piece off and then wrap it around. Now this is the hard part. Line it up as straight as you can. And then repeat underneath. My belt will be about 1 centimetre high. Measure that down and repeat that process again. Now you just need to fill in the middle gap with your black paint and your paintbrush. There we go, all painted. Before it dries, rip your tape off, but very carefully. There we go, we have a nice straight line. Now we just need to set everything aside to dry. While I'm waiting for these to dry, should only take a few minutes, let me talk you through the design of my elves and Mrs. Claus. So with my elves, I've just stuck with black, white and green to keep them a bit different from Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and I used my paper tape to get those nice straight lines, and a little black moustache, pretty cute. Mrs. Claus, I've put the red back in her skirt, but I've made sure I left some little bits of timber just to make it a bit more interesting, and I put some big triangles on her jacket. They look pretty good. When everything's nice and dry, it's time to assemble your Santa. Now, I like to work from the bottom to the top, and you secure it with your wood glue. So we've got our feet, just a bit of glue around the bottom, and put his body on. Make sure it's nice and lined up. You want your buttons at the front. Okay, now it's time for the belt. That's looking pretty good. Now, time for the head. Need lots of glue for this one because he's got quite a big head. And again, make sure it's lined up properly. Now, when working with wood glue, there is always going to be some drips, so get your damp cloth and wipe them off. Now, the last bit, his hat. So again, a bit more wood glue. And his little white pom-pom on top. Okay, now Santa's ready to join Mrs. Claus and his two elves.
I quite enjoy painting. I really like that.
Yeah, I love a good painting, but I think performance art can be really interesting too.
Leaf flowers.
Oh, so get a bit of colour in there to make it pop.
Yep.
I love ceramics. It's really cool. I did it at school and it was really fun. Like, it's messy. You can like ruin it and you can fix it again.
Probably like abstract, like street art, like something that like they just draw freehand.
My favourite artist would probably have to be Frida Kahlo. I adore her. I've studied her. I've actually tried to use her influence in my own paintings.
Probably finger painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the one where it's all the little dots, and then when you throw the back, it's a big painting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine used to be colouring in, lab colouring in.
Dance on film is like my favourite kind of art because you can express so much with it.
Drawing, sketching, anything colouring in.